for a plating system, you got a lot of balls. Alright guys, this is a quick video on the easiest way to nickel plate your parts. In this case, this is a 1985 CR500. What you're seeing is the finish nickel plating. This is after. This is my rear axle that was tarnished, rusted, and in pretty bad shape. I just gave it a quick polish, degreased it, and plated it without electricity, without the power supplies. This is before, okay? This is the rear engine bolt. And as you can see, if you look real close, hopefully it comes up in the camera, you can see how it's splotchy, tarnished. That's bare steel. Again, on the right, that's the finished product without any power supply. So hopefully I'm going to be able to show you on how to do this. This is something hopefully Charles at MX Revival can check out. Cameron Niamela. This is Caswell's Electroless plating. What we use is right here, this one plate system. I have one cooking right now. These balls are just for vapor to catch the steam. Let's try to look in. You can see the bubbles, and that is the front axle plating. You can see it's coming out gorgeous, and you see that's the chemical reaction. This is nothing but cooking on a stove. That's it. There's no wires. We're holding the temperature at about 190 degrees. We don't want this water to boil and boil off all the water. 1 hour will give you 1/1000th of an inch of nickel plating. These are my parts that are getting ready to go. You just have to degrease it. So we'll dip in the degreaser, spray it off, throw it in the pot. It's that simple. So ultimately, it's all about preparation. This has been polished. It's been degreased with carb cleaner. I'll throw it in the degreaser right before we put it in the solution. You tie it off with copper wire or steel wire, not stainless steel. You don't need to use titanium. What I do, Charles, being an electrician, I took some 10 gauge wire, cut off about 8 inches, and you just want to take a strand and get it off of there. Take your little tiny, a little more thickness than a hair, tie your parts up, get them to where they suspend perfectly in the degreaser, and then put them in your solution. A half an hour will give you a 1/1000th. That's for low abrasive areas. In motocross, we have the harshest environment out there. You want to go with 1/1000th of an inch. And look at this, you probably can't see, maybe you can see just that slight yellowish hue that makes this look like titanium. Absolutely beautiful. So ultimately, this is the best way to plate. Let me explain something about nickel plating. Nickel plating has a Rockwell hardness. I forget how hard it is, but it is definitely harder and more durable than your zinc plating. All you guys are using zinc plating. Zinc wears off. When you start doing abrasions on zinc, it rubs off. Don't believe me? Take some 1000 grit sandpaper and rub your zinc and then go on to this nickel. Take my word for it. If you don't want to take my word for it, look it up on Google. Which is more durable, nickel plating or zinc plating? Also look up lubricity. When you put your lubes on here, not that there's any moving parts on here, it's just when you put it in to install. So that's not important, but things that have a moving part and you're moving on top of nickel plating or any type of plating, zinc is going to wear off faster than nickel. Nickel is hard. It's much harder than your zinc plating. So I encourage you guys to look it up, Google it, do your homework, and decide for yourself. But this needing not needing a power supply, and I've done both. I've done the power supply. End up doing not enough voltage, too much voltage, not enough amperage, too much amperage. You end up burning the ends. If you do it too lightly, it comes out splotchy. Look at this thing. All the way across is perfectly evenly plated. It doesn't get any easier than this. There are some calculations that are trivial. I'm not going to worry about it, but you do your homework. You just add a little bit more nickel solution to your pot. This is the second axle. I'm going to do that motor mount, and then I'm just going to add about 4 ounces more of this plating. It's better to have a little too much than not enough. When it depletes to about 80% of nickel, it's what calls crashes. Then you can't plate anymore. And all you do is get more solution and make up a new batch. This is all just my preps. So you can see this one has a little bit of a brush look to it. It'll be fine. These are inside the swing arm. These, I gave a little bit more of a polish. It has my alignment marks for adjusting the rear wheel. So these are going to come out shinier than these. The only way it can be easier is if you pay someone to do it. And we don't have that kind of money now, do we? So I'll keep you posted. Do me a favor, like, subscribe. I'm just starting my channel, so I can use your support. And I'll give you guys more tricks of the trade. This is the easiest trick for the trade of plating. Okay, here we go. I just degreased this my motor and swing arm bolt. It's been degreased. And we're going to bring it over to here. And all I'm going to do, it's at a slight angle because it's hollow. So I want that solution to get up inside. And we put it in. Again, these are mist balls. Their only purpose is just to keep the steam in it from evaporating. The steam hits the balls, goes back into the water. But you see how it's bubbling? See how that's bubbling? That's just a chemical reaction. And we're going to let this sit in there. It's at about 190 degrees Fahrenheit. You just don't want to boil this solution and boil out all your distilled water. Because that's what you do is you mix. And you have to look in Caswell's book. And this was about 1.35 gallons of distilled water to 1 quart of their 1 plate solution. So we're going to let this just sit and lightly simmer at 190, 195 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. And I'll be back in 1 hour to show you the results. Okay guys, it's been 1 hour. It's the first time I'm even looking at this. Let's pull this engine bolt out. Let's go ahead and rinse it off. And there you have it. Full nickel plating. That's it. That's how simple 1 plate is. It's just almost too easy. Okay, what I'm doing here is these are for my swing arm alignment guides. Too long for my crock pot, so I'm just going to degrease these two for just a couple of minutes. Then I'll degrease these two, and then I'm going to throw them in and plate them just to show. This is the finished product of my rear axle, my front axle, and this is the rear engine and swing arm bolt. I took a file, I fixed this hex because it was slightly rounded off, polished it to bare metal, and then did the 1 plate. This is better than new. Stronger finish, more lubricity. Well, here's my finished product for this batch. This plating system is second to none, and it just can't get any easier. All these nuts and bolts used to look like this. Rusty, dusty, corroded. You just polish it up as best you can and then dip. Look at this end result. It looks dark. That's the deep shine inside the dish of these bolts. Look at these things. Absolutely better than new. I can't say enough. If you're interested, Caswell did not sponsor me. I paid every dime out of my pocket. I can't be more excited. This is their manual. CaswellPlating.com. If you're interested, give them a call because this is second to none. I'm absolutely more than satisfied. The ease of this it's just too easy. So hopefully you're as satisfied as I am by the results. This is Michael Womette signing off. Good luck. Have fun.